Hey you trans troglodytes! I will now be ranking the films of director and writer Adam McKay. Enjoy! Number 9 is Anchorman. Wake Up Ron Burgundy. The Lost Movie. Made up of leftover improvised material from the first film, the jigsaw precision of making this movie is impressive. There is hilarious moments in it, but it is mostly just for fans of the series, but I'd still recommend it. Number 8 is The Other Guys. Not his best, but the humor of this film is in a world of its own. Overly absurd to the point of ridiculous, it is a great premise that lives up to the parody of what they're representing. Great comedic performances from the cast too. Number 7 is Talladega Nights. The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Again, not perfect, but as a comedy it has a lot of hilarious moments throughout. The cast has a lot of fun with their characters, bringing extra absurdism to an already pretty silly plot and premise. Number 6 is Step Brothers. When it comes to a silly plot that by itself would be enough, this film finds the maddest of ways to push the envelope further with the hilarity. Each character's performance is fantastically hilarious, with the maddest twists and turns throughout, a film you can never forget. Number 5 is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. While this is a classic comedy, it mostly is carried by the fantastic work of the cast, especially Will Ferrell. But as a debut in the directing seat, it's a good first film, showing pieces of what would become his style. Also, you will laugh a lot at this film. Number 4 is The Big Short. His first dip into more serious filmmaking, it still had an absurdist feel, with breaks in the fourth wall, creative swearing and over-the-top characters, but this time based on real people. A documentary feel throughout, it explains in hilarious detail the financial crash, like a snarky teacher. Very unique, with a fantastic screenplay. Number 3 is Don't Look Up. Released during a global pandemic, this film just hit home more because of that. An absurdist parable that sadly is bleeding more into our own reality seems to be even more stinging as the politics of the world go further into the worlds of obvious misinformation. The cast does a great job at representing it, and as always Leonardo DiCaprio is great in the lead role. Number 2 is Anchorman 2. The legend continues. Rarely does a sequel ever top the original, but this is a rare example. I know that the first one is loved so much, but here is my argument for why the second one is better. When it comes to actual plot, this one is very cleverly a satire on how media affects politics. Also, it takes the absurdist elements of the first one and goes even further to get the insanest of laughs. This film also has a second version where the jokes are changed, and it's also worth a watch, as it shows the brilliant improvisational skills of the cast, and even the guest stars. In my opinion, one of the funniest comedies ever made. The best film directed by Adam McKay in my opinion is Vice, the biopic of Dick Cheney. It has a scarily accurate portrayal of the man with some horrifying results. While the nature of the film and what it presents is pretty grim, it's very creative in how it produces laughs, with some of the most unique fourth wall breaks I've ever seen in a film, that are used for hilarious and chilling effects. If you are wondering how we have gotten here politically and financially, then this film is the perfect explanation of that, and it stings so bad. Thanks for watching. I love Lamp. Please recommend me another director to do to LL this with, or else I'll remove you as my other half on Bebo.